I felt a little overwhelmed after the news today that they had arrested Leilani, and then the press conference at 6 o'clock when I watched that, um, and the charges that were read being malice murder, falsifying information to the police, disposal of a body. I had thought, well, thank God they've got her where she belongs. And I honestly, it's kind of like two-sided sword there, because on one hand I am super sad that this happened to such a little boy and such an adorable little child, and on the other hand I am so relieved that they kept going out there and they kept working and working to find his body so that he won't stay there for eternity. So I took some time off this evening, and I was thinking, how did they get to malice murder? Because malice murder is with an intent, as my understanding is. So I was thinking about that, and I thought, well, that doesn't jive up with them being high and the baby drowning and they just got rid of the body. That more lines up with something that happened specifically, and that they have evidence for that. So where I'm going with that, and this is just speculation on my part, but my idea, my thoughts on that are that when they covered those windows with with that dark plastic, I believe they were going in the house with luminol. I think they found that there was blood splatter that had been cleaned up. I think Leilani cleaned the house up, and I believe they had video of her taking something to the dumpster, because the chief did say they felt they had a case even if they didn't have the body, but they really wanted the body to really tie that all together. So I'm glad that they kept searching. I had, wavered in my thoughts on that. Were they looking in the right place? Was he in the landfill? But eventually they have found him, and they are going to, I guess, continue to try to find more of him and more evidence. And so I am just, I am grateful that they took that time and that effort to go out there every day in those conditions to find that child. And I appreciate how horrific of a job that was, and I appreciate that the, people who had ultimately had to find him are probably hurting quite a bit inside, and so I would just like to thank them all for continuing and never stopping and giving justice to Quinton, or at least the beginning of getting justice for Quinton.